In this video, I'm going to help you get the best grade possible in your upcoming GCSE Geography Paper 1 exam. Now, I got a 9 in GCSE Geography, and I'm going to fill this with as much information and free resources as I possibly can. The first thing I want to say then is that in the link in the description, you can get a free pack that I've created with as much geography help as I can. So in there, you'll see my best geography advice for the paper, and also a lot of examples that I'm going to talk about today of high mark questions and answers that I did as well. So this video is going to be split into two key parts. I'm firstly going to talk about exam tips, and then I'm going to talk a bit more about content. And please make sure to subscribe and leave a like, because my channel is the place to be during exam season. I'm going to be giving you guys the best advice I possibly can across all subjects. So please comment what subjects you want to see. Right, so the first exam specific tips then is timing. So a geography paper, I think students underestimate how hard it is in terms of timings. And to combat that, you have to make sure that you know the timings before the exam. So most geography papers, it's roughly 1.5 minutes per mark, but you might want to check that out for your own paper specifically. But what I'm saying is, for a geography paper, there's a lot of sections. It often feels like there's so many questions. And for me, it was actually one of the hardest papers in terms of timing. I really had to write fast. I really had to get through the paper. One of the worst things you could do in all of your GCSEs would be to run out of time on a paper, because that's when you really will start sacrificing marks. So just remember as well, if you're running out of time, just bullet point. Get something down for as many questions as you can. And that's in an emergency, because that's way better than just thinking, oh, I'm not going to have time to finish this, so I'm not even going to start it. Try and get something down for everything. But in the exam, stay on your feet and make sure you keep going and you are like checking the time. That's super, super important. Now, again, slightly an obvious point, but I've got to make it. Sections, make sure you know which sections you are answering based on what you've been taught, right? Or just know which ones you're going to do. This can be an easy mistake for students because it can be a bit overwhelming, because there's sections on something that you don't study. For example, you might not do hot deserts, but there's a whole section and there's lots of questions on that. So you've got to be able to navigate the paper really well. So just make sure again that you're able to do that and that doesn't bother you as well. Another tip then is just remember that about 10% of this geography paper is maths. So it's really important just to make sure you've brushed up on some of your math skills. You know that that's going to come up. Typical thing is like you have to measure something with a ruler, or you have to work out potentially like an average or something like that, or work with graphs. It's that type of thing usually. But there will be some maths, so make sure as well that you've got your calculator, because you are allowed that in a geography exam as well. Also, make sure not to miss out on small questions. Sometimes there are some random little 1-mark questions that a lot of students don't see. So just make sure you're kind of staying aware that there are lots of little hidden questions potentially in that paper that you're going to set. Finally, in terms of exam tips, that geography teacher on YouTube, who I will link in the description, does some really great prediction videos. He did them last year, and I think he got quite a lot right. So make sure you're watching his predictions. Now, what I always say, and you'll probably hear me say this a lot during exam season with predictions, is do not rely on them, right? Don't just revise predictions, but make sure you've got them covered, because, you know, they're more likely to come up. So that's my advice for prediction. Just watch his videos, make sure you've revised and covered everything that he has to say as well. So now let's move on to the second part of this video, which is a bit more about content and applying it under the right conditions. You've had the kind of quick tips first. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is the single best piece of advice I was ever given by a teacher. So shout out to my old geography teacher in secondary school. He was definitely one of the best teachers I ever had. So you may have heard this before. If you've watched my geography video last year, a lot of students found it really, really helpful. And so I wanted to talk about it again this year, but in even more detail. Now, this technique is CATS, okay? So CATTS. This is basically an acronym, and it's so good for essays, not just geography. I was using it in the A-levels too. And it goes, consequently, as a result, this means that, therefore, and then the S stands for subject-specific knowledge. I kind of ignore the S. But consequently, as a result, this means that, therefore. Now, what you need to do with these words is basically try and get them all in when you're writing your essays. So those longer mark geography questions I often saw as just a chance to kind of write what I call a chain. So that's where I'd add them all in a paragraph, and it forced me to just extend that paragraph. So there's going to be an example of this in the link in the description, lots of examples. So make sure you click that, make sure you download that file that I've prepared for you guys. That's with me in my actual mock, but I'm going to read out an example now from one of my mocks. So I got a question that says, to what extent is climate change the result of human actions? This was a 12-mark question, so 9 marks plus 3 spag, and I got full marks in this question. And one of the biggest reasons I did that is because I used that CATS chain to kind of bulk up my answers. I'm going to put a photo on screen there so you can kind of see like how much I was writing as well. But in one of my paragraphs, I just wanted to kind of read out what I said here. So I said, in order to create the energy needed for billions of people, humans burn fossil fuels, as shown in figure 4, and by the way, make sure to reference that. e.g. coal. Consequently, carbon dioxide is released in the atmosphere. As a result, the greenhouse effect is enhanced as greenhouse gas reflected even more. By the way, my handwriting's terrible, so I'm struggling to read it a bit. Greenhouse gas is reflected even more heat energy back into the earth. This means that climate change happens faster, and therefore burning fossil fuels for energy is a large human cause of climate change. So hopefully you can see I've taken like what would be a kind of simple point, right? Obviously burning CO2 is bad for the atmosphere, but using CATS, I've extended it and I've used it in that chain. So you don't always have to use every single one, right? But using a lot of those words in each of your paragraphs can be really useful. My recommendation is for a 6-mark question, you probably want 2 full CATS paragraphs, and then a kind of 9 to 12 mark question, intro, 3 CATS paragraphs, and conclusion. Okay, so make sure you're using CATS, and like I said, there'll be a more effective kind of breakdown of that in the description, so please sign up for that as well. I hope you find that helpful though, because honestly for me it was a real life changer. Use the CATS techniques. Now, one app that I'd really recommend is the sponsor of today's video, MarkMe. What you can do with MarkMe is basically either upload a photo of your handwriting or type up an answer or copy and paste it, and it will mark it for you using the mark scheme. Then what you can do is you can highlight, it highlights features where you need to improve and can explain exactly why you need to improve it and how that relates to the mark scheme. You can then use the show me how feature, where it will rewrite parts of your answer to show you how to improve it. On top of this, MarkMe has a whole bank and a whole range of questions for geography. So doing questions, getting it instantly marked, seeing how the mark scheme can be applied, and then how you can reword your answer to improve is going to be completely invaluable for you ahead of this geography exam. So I'd really recommend doing that and just banging out loads and loads of questions across a range of different geography topics to really make sure that you're in the best possible form for the exam. So thank you, MarkMe, for sponsoring this video. Case studies are really important in geography, and I've got a couple of things to say here. First of all, learn the case studies, right? Learn lots of case studies. That's what I did, and I learned them in a lot of knowledge. So if you're aiming for the 9s, you really need to know you just need to know lots of facts for your case studies. So for example, if you are thinking about something like climate, like defense from flooding, right? I think my example was Banbury or something. And I remember like the specific, how much this cost, how many floods they had, have the floods been reduced, that type of thing. Or when you have to study something like Durdle Door, learning about the facts about that as well are really important. So learn your case studies. There are often loads of really good case study like posters. Just search a case study online and flashcard some stuff, see if you can learn some stuff or recap some stuff. The case studies come up, they're often involved in those higher mark answers, but crucially, you can drop in information from case studies across the paper. So if they come up a lot, don't be afraid to just use it as an example for something random, even though it's not strictly like on the actual question. And then the other thing with case studies as well is, remember, you can use your own common knowledge. That's one of the greatest things about geography, is a lot of it is kind of common sensey. So drop in something. If you live in London, for example, and this does apply a bit more for a paper too, and you've got a question on like urban regeneration, drop in like what you actually know. Or if you live somewhere where there's flood defences, if it comes to it, use those. Ideally, you use the kind of best pre-prepared knowledge that you have, but don't be afraid to just use your common knowledge, especially if you weren't going to write anything. Now, challenge grids are really useful, and this teacher came up with challenge grids. I'll try and link them in the description, but basically, as you can see here, there are a bunch of geography questions, and just go through them, write a couple of them, and that should give you a flavour of like what you're good at, and that's what some of the questions are like. So obviously looking through past papers, practicing some questions is going to be really useful. That's the type of light revision I'd be doing on the morning of the exam, the night before the exam. So Seneca is great as well. If you want to learn some content, then I would really recommend just going through Seneca. You could probably still have time to do, depending on when you're watching this video, do some Senecas, and that for me was the best for geography. So I hope you found that video helpful. I've tried to literally cram in as much as I possibly can into this video. Again, please click the link in the description, and it will also sign you up to my email list where I'll be giving out loads of advice as well. Just to summarize then, for geography, your plan to do really well tomorrow is you first have to basically make sure you've got good knowledge in terms of case studies, make sure you're quite specific in terms of that. You don't want to slip up on anything. So the first section of this video, I talked about not slipping up, right? Make sure you're strong on timings, make sure you're writing enough. Then for the essays, for those higher mark questions, write enough and use a CATS chain to extend your knowledge further. That will really help in your essays. If I were to add one more thing, that would probably be to read something like examiners' reports. They're really useful. You'll look at lots of high mark answers and make sure you see those high mark answers just like mine through the link in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and good luck.